The Synetka movement controlled Poland until the start of World War II. In 1939, when Nazi Germany's and Slovakia invasion of Poland on September 1st, and the Soviet invasion of Poland on 17 December, which followed the breaking of the Soviet-Polish non-aggression pact, occurred. Warsaw capitulated on September 28, 1939. As agreed in Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, Poland was split into two zones, one occupied by Nazi Germany, while the Kresy or borderlands fell under the control of the Soviet Union. In 1939 to 1941, the Soviets had moved hundreds of thousands of Poles across the Soviet Union, and the Soviet secret police, NKVD, had executed thousands of Polish prisoners of war. Polish made the fifth largest troop contribution to the Allied war effort after the Soviets and the British and the Canadians and the Americans. Polish troops fought under the command of both the Polish government in exile and the theater of war west of Germany, and under Soviet leadership in the theater of war east of Germany. The Polish Expeditionary Corps, which was controlled by the exile pre-war government based in London, played an important role in the Italian and North African campaigns. They are particularly well remembered for their conduct at the Battle of Monte Cassino, a conflict which culminated in the raising of a Polish flag over the ruins of the mountaintop abbey by the 12 Podolian Uhlans. Poland's high-income economy is considered to be the healthiest of the post-communist countries and is the fastest growing within the EU. Having a strong domestic market, low private debt, flexible currency, and not being dependent on a single export sector, Poland is the only European economy to have avoided the late 2000s recession. Since the fall of the communist government, Poland has pursued a policy of liberalizing the economy. Poland was the only member of the EU to avoid the recession of the late 2000s, a testament to the Polish economy's stability. The electricity generation sector in Poland is largely fossil fuel based. Many power plants nationwide use Poland's position as a major European exporter of coal of their advantage by continuing to use coal as a primary raw material and product of their energy. In 2013, Poland scored 48 out of 129 states in the Energy Sustainability Index. The three largest Polish coal mining firms extract around 100 million tons of coal annually. All three of the companies are key constituents of the Warsaw Stock Exchange's lead economic index. Over 40 research and development centers and 4,500 researchers make Poland the biggest research and development hub in Central and Eastern Europe.
Lithuania is Vilnius, the 15th century capital of what was then Europe's largest country. It has 4 seasons of lush forest, countless lakes, and the magnificent coastal dunes of Neringa, sculpted by wind, not by private property signs. Lithuania is the inspiring Hill of Crosses, a unique in the world place where millions of people have been building Christian symbols despite any persecutions. It is also the geographic center of Europe, where numerous ethnicities and religions have lived together for hundreds of years. It is made up of many religious buildings centuries old. There are more than 10 communities as distinct as Roman Catholicism, Sunni Islam, Judaism, and the Russian Old Believer sect. Lithuania is a robust economy where the scars left by the Soviet Union may be investigated without ever having to do without modern Western enmities. Lithuania is a cohesive society with no serious internal conflicts. Both the West and the East have influenced the local Baltic culture. Lithuanians speak little to people they don't know. The nuclear family is the most important. Further relatives and friends may be far away due to migration. The West inspires their modern fashion, but the instinctive Soviet past and the post-Soviet freedom left its mark. Religion lost some of its importance under the Soviet atheism regime. Roman Catholic practices and holidays are generally considered mainstream, while Russian Orthodox is the most visible minority. The average Lithuanian is richer than 80% of the people in the world. He or she earns more than an average person in every nation of Africa, Latin America, and most of the countries in Asia. However, Lithuania is lagging behind countries like those of Western Europe, the United States, Canada, Japan, or Australia. Among the member states of the European Union and the NATO, Lithuania is one of the poorer countries, but it is richer than, or on par with, most other Eastern European members of the previously said international organizations. The largest industries in Lithuania are oil refinement and fertilizer manufacturing. Proceeds and unprocessed food amount for 16.9% of exports. Their traditionally strong clothing industry has been hit by outsourcing to Asia.
When Ukraine became independent, it inherited from the Soviet Union and the third largest arsenal of nuclear weapons in the world. The country had more than 40 strategic bombers and more than 1,000 nuclear warheads. It voluntarily gave it up. The world showed its appreciation by giving financial and security guarantees. The territory of Ukraine was first inhabited at least 44,000 years ago, with the countries being a candidate site for both the domestication of the horse and for the origins of Indo-European language family. Ukraine is also known for their beautiful women, great history, survival traditions, large country in Europe. Ukrainian engineers made biggest airplane in the world, the strongest man of 2005 in the world in the 17th century.
Romania. Romania is the 9th largest country of the European Union by area and has the 7th largest population of the European Union with 20,121,641 people, as counted on the 20th of October in 2011. Its capital and largest city is Bucharest, the 6th largest city in the EU. German merchants arrived in the 12th century to help defend against the Tatars and Turks. Over the next few centuries, they built 7 fortress towns known as Siedenburg and the hundreds of fortified churches. Must-see spots include the pastured city of Signoria and the churches of Bartston and Viskry, all UNESCO World Heritage Sites. While the medieval Saxon agriculture has survived, the population has dwindled. Following the collapse of communism at the end of 1989, around 90% fled to West Germany. The current government has stated its goal of strengthening ties and helping other Eastern European countries, in particular Moldova, Ukraine, and Georgia, with the process of integration with the West. Romania has also made clear since the late 1990s that it supports NATO and EU membership for the democratic former Soviet republics in Eastern Europe and the Caucasus. Romania is a semi-presidential republic where executive functions are held by both government and the president. The president is elected by popular vote for a maximum of 2 terms, and since the amendments in 2003, each term lasts 5 years. He appoints the prime minister, who in turn appoints the council of ministers based at Victoria Palace. Romania is an upper middle income country economy and has been part of the European Union since the 1st of January in 2007. Industrial output growth reaches 6.5 year-on-year in February 2013, the highest in the EU 27. Exports have increased substantially in the past few years, and with a 13% annual rise in exports in 2010. Romania's main exports are cars, software, clothing, textiles, industrial machinery, electronic equipment, metallurgic products, raw materials, military equipment, pharmaceuticals, fine chemicals, and agricultural products such as fruits, vegetables, and flowers. Trade is mostly centered on the member states of the European Union, with Germany and Italy being the country's single largest trading partners.